Alrighty. Hello. We'll start it very soon. Just gonna set things up and then we'll be ready to go. Stir in a moment. Just wanna check one thing before. Oh. Alright. Pretty much ready to go. Alright, let's begin. What's up, everybody? Hello, and welcome back to this week's episode of Benny and Ruth Podcast. On this week's episode, we've got the first round of the NBA draft to go over with the trades that happened on draft day, plus MLB weekly recap that had some trade news and a ball that happened. Also, other news in regards to next week with the podcast, all coming up. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 38 of Benny in the Booth podcast. Thank you so much for the support to this point. Very much appreciated. If you are new, subscribe to the channel down below and hit the notification bell on so you're notified when I go live or post a video. So last week I originally had said that I would not be going live this week. Plans changed as I was not needed for work this week at all. So I was able to do I'm able to do live this week. But next week, I'm not exactly sure what my plan's going to be. I definitely plan to put out an episode. It will either be 4th of July episode, live or videoed, or will be the 7th, as I will actually be going on a small trip again. I'm going to be in Detroit for basically about a day, maybe even not even a day. as I'm going to go to Comerica for the first time. I'm very excited for that trip, going with my dad. So there will be an episode next week. It just won't be on Tuesday. I don't know what day yet, or when. But there definitely will be an episode next week. Um, just not exactly sure the full details yet. Details to be determined, but you'll see as soon as I go live or post it on the channel. Other news. Um, no, actually, that's pretty much it for now. I just wanted to let you guys. I always like to keep you guys updated with how with things with podcast as soon as I'm able to give updates. So the NBA draft happened last Thursday, and I actually watched all the way till the Bulls pick. This was a weird draft this year. I mean, this was just weird, and especially the Knicks, who they took someone but traded him, got a different guy, but even then retraded that pick, and also got rid of Kemba Walker to free up cap space. Everyone was trying to process the Knicks draft a lot, and a bunch of people are just scratching their heads with certain teams' picks. Even the Bulls pick, a lot of people are calling them out oh, you got okay, this guy could be good, but you had Liddell on the board. Well, I forget what his first name is. But you have a great player that was on the board at the time when you were making that pick that you could have gotten. Instead, they went a different direction. A lot of people were upset about that. But I also heard a lot of good things from Bulls fans about the pick. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But there wasn't really much in the second round. I didn't really watch the draft past the Bulls pick, anyways, which was 18. But I'm going to go over the first round picks and then trades that happened, but definitely an odd draft this year, and we'll see how the rookies play out when it comes to the actual season. Magic had the first pick. They ended up going with Paulo Banchero, forward out of Duke. Chad Holmgren went second. Center of Gonzaga went second to the Thunder. Third pick, which was the Rockets, took Jabari Smith Jr., center out of Gonzaga. Kings took Keegan Murray with fourth pick, a forward out of Iowa. The Pistons took Jaden Ivey, guard out of Purdue. The Pacers took, with the sixth pick, Benedict Mathurin, forward out of Arizona. The Trailblazers at 7 took Shaedon Sharpe, guard out of Kentucky. The Pelicans took Dyson Daniels, guard out of G League Ignite, which I had never heard of before. The ninth pick, the Spurs took Jeremy Sochan, a forward out of Baylor. With the 10th pick, the Wizards took Johnny Davis, guard out of Wisconsin. The 11th pick, which the Knicks ended up trading to the Thunder, took Ousmane Dieng, forward out of France. 12th pick, the Thunder took Jalen Williams, forward out of Santa Clara. 13th pick, the Hornets, which this pick was eventually traded to Detroit in a 3-team trade, selected Jalen Duren, a center from Memphis. 14th pick, the Cavs took Ochai Agbaji, forward out of Kansas. The 15th pick, the Hornets took Mark Williams, center of Duke. 16th pick, the Hawks took AJ Griffin, forward out of Duke. 17th pick, the Rockets took Tari Eason, forward out of LSU. Bulls with the 18th pick took Dalen Terry, guard out of Arizona. 19th pick, the Timberwolves took Jake LaRavia, forward out of Wake Forest. 20th pick, the Spurs, which was 19th pick, was traded to Memphis. 20th pick, the Spurs took Malachi Branham, guard out of Ohio State. 21st pick, the Nuggets took Christian Braun, forward out of Kansas. 22nd pick, Memphis took Walker Kessler, center out of Auburn, which they traded to Minnesota. I'm 1 second. Yeah, they traded to Minnesota. I had a typo in my notes. That's a bad typo. 23rd pick, Philly took David Roddy, forward out of Colorado State, which was traded to Memphis. 24th pick, Milwaukee took Marjon Beecham, guard out of G League Ignite. 25th pick, Spurs took Blake Wesley, guard out of Notre Dame. 26th pick, Dallas, who had the pick, ended up trading it to Houston, which got them Wendell Moore Jr., forward out of Duke. 27th pick, the Heat took Nikola Jovic, forward out of Serbia. 28th pick, the Warriors took Patrick Baldwin Jr., forward out of Milwaukee. 29th pick, Grizzlies took Ty Washington Jr., guard out of Kentucky, which they traded to Minnesota. And the 30th pick was Payne Watson going to the Thunder, but was traded to Denver, forward out of UCLA. And that is the entire first round pick results. Trades from this day specifically. The Knicks traded the 11th pick to the Thunder for 3 2023 first round picks. Memphis traded the 22nd pick and 29th pick to Minnesota for the 19th pick and future second round pick. Philly traded 23rd pick and Danny Green to Memphis for DeAnthony Melton, and I think there was another piece involved, but I'm not sure 100%. Either way, the Thunder traded 30th pick and 2 future second round picks to Denver for JaMychal Green and 2027 first round pick. And then Detroit gets Jalen Duran and Kemba Walker. Charlotte gets 2023 first round pick from Denver via Oklahoma City Thunder and the Knicks. 2023 second round pick via the Knicks. 2023 second round pick from Utah. 2023 second round pick. 2024 second round pick via Knicks. And Knicks get future first round pick. That was the 3-team trade, and that was all the trades in regards to the first round of the NBA draft. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about the draft in the comments, whether in regards to your team or overall. I want to hear if anyone else agrees with my thoughts that it was a weird draft, or if you disagree, let me know. I definitely interested to hear your everyone's thoughts about it. Anyway, so MLB Weekly Recap. Last Tuesday actually had a big headline. Isaac Paredes, who was involved in the Austin Meadows trade, had a 3-homer game against the Yankees. Also went back-to-back with his first home run with Harold Ramirez in the first inning. Shohei Ohtani had a 2-homer, 8 RBI game, both 3-run homers in the 6th and in the 9th. Versus Kansas City. Bobby Wood Jr. had a 2-homer, 4 RBI game for Kansas City. Bliss Madris with his first major league home run is a solo home run in the 6th versus the Cubs. Joey Votto with 1,000th career hit at Great American Ballpark. 4th in Reds history with 1,000 hits in their home ballpark. They had a list, but I couldn't fully catch all the names, so I didn't write it down. Avisaíl Garcia and Jesus Sanchez went back-to-back in the 4th inning in a 5-run 4th and 9-8 win versus the Rockies. Matt Olson had a 2-homer, 5 RBI game and 12-10 loss versus San Francisco. Nathaniel Lowe and Jonah Heim went back-to-back in the 5th in a 7-0 win versus Philly. And Nolan Gorman, first multi-homer game. Both were solo homers in the 4th and the 7th. Also had an RBI singles in the 1st and the 8th for St. Louis. Jordan Luplow had a 2-run inside the park home run in the 3rd versus San Diego. He's on Arizona. Julio Rodriguez, 2-run homer. Jesse Winker, solo home run. And Eugenio Suarez solo home run went back-to-back in the 7th versus Oakland. Nick Allen in this game of Oakland had his first major league homer in the 7th inning. That was from last Wednesday. 7-run second inning by the Cubs versus the Pirates in 14-5 win, which the Pirates actually started making a comeback in the 9th but failed. Ohtani followed the 2-homer, 8 RBI game by going 8 innings, giving up 2 hits, no runs, none earned, 1 walk, career high 13 strikeouts in 5-0 win over Kansas City. David McKinnon with his first major league hit and RBI in that game. Madison Bumgarner strikeout of Luke Voit for career strikeout number 2,000 versus San Diego. Jazz Chisholm Jr. and Jorge Soler went back-to-back in the 7th versus Colorado. Austin Hayes hits for the cycle, single in the 1st, solo home run in the 3rd, triple in the 4th, and double, 2-run double in the 6th in a 7-0 win versus Washington. First Baltimore cycle in 3 years since Jonathan Villar in 2019. Braves came back from down 3-1 in the 9th with 3-run 9th via Adam Duvall walk-off RBI single in 4-3 win versus San Francisco. And in a crazy game, it was 7-6 bottom of the 7th. Then Twins took 10-7 lead with 4-run 7th, but then gave up a 4-run 9th to the Guardians and then which helped the Guardians win 11-10. That was from last Wednesday. Last Thursday, Cubs 5-run 8th to come back from down 6-2 against the Pirates. Michael Chavis with game-tying solo home run in the 8th and walk-off RBI single in the 10th. An 8-7 win over the Cubs. Alex Bregman and Yordan Alvarez. Bregman in the 1st, Yordan Alvarez in the 3rd with 3-run homers. Jose Altuve hit by pitch twice in the game. Giancarlo Stanton in the 1st and Aaron Hicks in the 9th both had game-tying 3-run homers. And Aaron Judge walk-off RBI single, capping a 4-run 9th inning to win 7-6 over the Astros in the opener. First of that crazy series. And then John Birdie stole his 21st consecutive bag versus Colorado, which is a Miami record. It was, I think, broken within the next day or two. Friday, first trade, or big trade to highlight. Texas Rangers traded Willie Calhoun to the San Francisco Giants for outfielder Steven Duggar. Thanks to a heads-up double challenge, and now I'll talk about this. Basically, the Mets had 2 on. I think it was like nobody out or 1 out, but either way, ground ball. Astudillo playing at second base gets the ball, moves the ball already to his bare hand, tagged Nimmo trying to go to second base with the glove hand, but the ball was on the glove hand, and it was clear as day that it was on his glove hand. Tried to tag. I don't know if they ruled safe or out. They threw it up first to try to get Starling Marte for a double play, which originally was ruled as out, but he was safe. And they tried tagging Nimmo out, realizing that they didn't properly tag him out, and it got a double play. But Buck Showalter challenged it, and it was completely smart as he got completely overturned. And Lindor would capitalize, who hit a solo home run earlier, hit the go-ahead 3-run double to help the Mets win 5-3 over the Marlins. Oh, I just got heads up news. Terry McLaurin in Washington agreed to a 3-year extension worth $71 million. My friend just let me know. I literally just live found this out. Anyways, Jonathan Aranda with his first major league hit and RBI in his major league debut. Freddie Freeman is returned to Atlanta for the first time. Had a single, a run, 2 walks, and a strikeout in 3 at-bats. The Orioles one hit the White Sox, with the 1 hit being a Jake Berger RBI single and a 4-1 win over the White Sox. Javi Baez's second Detroit Tiger shortstop to homer in 3 consecutive games with a grand slam on Friday, along with Carlos Guillen in 5-1 win over Arizona. I believe that ended the next day or so. And then that's it for Friday. The one headline Saturday, Christian Javier, 13 strikeouts in 7 innings. Hector Neris, 1 inning. And Ryan Presley, 1 inning combined for a no-hitter on the New York Yankees. 3-0. This is the second combined no-hitter the Astros have had against the Yankees in New York since 2003, back in old Yankee Stadium, while Houston was still in the National League. Now, which I actually was able to find who the pitchers were involved in the last one. Roy Oswalt, who threw 1 inning pitched. Pete Munro, who went 2 2/3 innings. Kirk Saarloos, who went 1 1/3. Brad Lidge, who went 2 innings. Octavio Dotel, who went an inning. And Billy Wagner, who went an inning, combined for that combined no-hitter in 2003. And they are the only team to no-hit the Yankees since 1958 and did it twice, both combined. Long time. Sunday, Yankees were held hitless for 16 straight innings. That's including Saturday's game, which is tied for the longest such streak with the 1973 Oakland A's and 1981 Dodgers, who both won the World Series in their respective years, which could mean something, especially with what happened yesterday. They were down 3-0, came back, and Aaron Judge hit a walk-off 3-run homer in the 10th inning to beat the Astros 6-3 to split the series. That series. Cubs came back from down 5-0 with a 5-run fourth to tie the game, and thanks to Wilson Contreras' RBI single in the 10th, Cubs won 6-5 versus the Cardinals. Even Herrera for the Cardinals had his first major league hit. Brendan Donovan and Paul Goldschmidt went back-to-back in this game in the third. But, I mean, that's not a good sign for the Cardinals to be blowing that big of a lead to the Cubs, especially with how big of a division rival they are. Not a good sign. Lennon Sosa for the White Sox had his first major league hit for on Sunday versus Baltimore. Rowdy Tellez had a 2-homer, 4 RBI game and a 10-3 win versus his former team, the Blue Jays. 7-run third by Cincinnati and 10-3 win versus San Francisco. The Angels and the Mariners had a whack fight. Someone threw, I think, behind it was Trout on Saturday. And then the Angels basically did a bullpen game. And the guy threw behind Winker, and a whole brawl started. And it went nuts. In the end result, they ended up suspending 12 people. And Angels manager Phil Nevin for 10 games for intentional throwing by the starter for the game, Andrew Wantz, while warnings were in place. Mariners outfielder Jesse Winker 7 games, actions that caused the incident, and for fighting. Angels injured for the season Anthony Rendon for actions during the incident and for leaving the dugout while on the IL. Applies the suspension will only apply after he comes off the IL, which won't be till next year, basically. Angels assistant coach Dom Chidi, 5-game suspension and for actions during the incident. Mariners shortstop J.P. Crawford, 5 games for fighting. Angels pitcher Andrew Wantz, 3 games for intentional throwing at Jesse Winker. Warnings are in place. Angels reliever Ryan Capera, 3 games for actions. Angels closer Raisel Iglesias, 2 games for actions. Mariners outfielder Julio Rodriguez, 2 games for actions. Angels bench coach Rain Montgomery, 2 games for actions. Angels Major League interpreter Manny Del Campo, 2 games for actions. LA Angels catching coach Billy Haslam, 1 game for actions. All of them were suspended thanks to the brawl. Wow. But yeah, it was a crazy fight. And then Freddie Freeman delivered go-ahead RBI single in the 10th, and Matt Olson delivered game-tying RBI single in the bottom 10th. The Olson replacing Freeman in Atlanta being new to LA, playing in Atlanta for the first time, just kind of like fitting. Dodgers ended up winning the game in the 11 innings versus Atlanta 5-3. And then yesterday's games, Carlos Santana got traded from Kansas City to Seattle for right-handed reliever White Mills and right-hander William Fleming, who are both in single A for Seattle. Not sure. I forgot what they said they'll be for Kansas City, but yeah. Welcome to people to this up to the stream, and thank you for liking this episode. Oakland had a 5-run third inning for 5-1 lead, which the minute I saw that against the Yankees, I'm like, okay, wow. Well, that's embarrassing. The Yankees shut me up because they ended up coming back and take the lead with a 6-run seventh to win 9-5. I've officially gotten the message that they're legit. They're here to play, and they're going to be scary. Juan Yepes had a 2-homer game. Adam Wainwright collecting career win number 190 versus the Marlins. And Chad Kuhl of the Rockies through complete game shutout, only giving up 3 hits, 0 walks, and 5 strikeouts. First career complete game, fittingly with his former Pirates teammate Elias Diaz behind the plate versus the Dodgers, which was the first time the Dodgers were shut out since 2016. And that is the MLB Weekly recap in terms of headlines from the games. MLB Weekly standings update. In the AL East, the Yankees are in first place, still 54-20 on a 2-game win streak, followed by the Red Sox 42-31. At one point, we're on a 7-game losing win streak, ended on a 1-game losing streak, followed by the 41-32 Blue Jays on a 1-game win streak, followed by the 40-32 Rays on a 3-game win streak, followed by the 35-40 Orioles on a 1-game win streak. AL Central standings update. Twins are in first place, 42-33 on a 3-game win streak, followed by the Guardians 36-33 on a 5-game losing streak, followed by the White Sox 34-38 on a 1-game losing streak, followed by the Tigers 28-44 on a 1-game losing streak, followed by the Royals 26-46 on a 3-game losing streak, followed by the Astros 40. Oh, sorry, that's for the AL Central. The AL West standings update. Astros in first place, still 45-27 on a 1-game losing streak, followed by the Rangers 35-37 on a 1-game win streak, followed by the Angels 36-40 on a 2-game win streak, followed by the Mariners 34-41, who are at one point on a 5-game win streak, ended on a 2-game losing streak, followed by the Mariners Athletics 25-50 on a 1-game losing streak. That's the AL standings. NL standings East. Nats are in first place, still 47-27 on a 1-game losing streak, followed by the Braves 42-32 on a 1-game losing streak, followed by the Phillies 39-35 on a 2-game losing win streak, which, by the way, they actually just lost Bryce Harper for a while with a broken thumb for getting majorly injured during the Padres-Phillies series on a pitch from Blake Snell. They just got Oscar Mercado, which will probably help, but they're going to be looking for outfield depth most likely at the deadline. But they ended on a 2-game win streak. Miami 33-39 in fourth place on a 1-game losing streak, and Washington in the last place 28-48 on a 2-game win streak. NL Central standings. Brewers in first place 42-33 on a 2-game win streak, followed by the Cardinals 42-34 on a 1-game win streak, followed by the Pirates 29-44 on a 4-game losing streak, followed by the Cubs 28-45 on a 1-game win streak, followed by the Reds 25-47. At one point, we're on a 7-game losing streak, ended on a 1-game win streak. And then the NL West standings, Dodgers in first place, 45-27 on a 1-game losing streak, followed by the 45-30 Padres on a 2-game losing streak, followed by the 39-33 Giants on a 1-game losing streak, followed by the Diamondbacks 33-41, who at one point were on a 5-game losing streak and then a 1-game win streak, and then the Rockies 32-42 on a 1-game win streak. That's the MLB standings update. One thing I want to check before I get into what today's schedule is. Sorry about this. One second. Sorry about this. All right, now I'm good. For today's schedule, which actually there's a game going on right now. The Twins and Guardians are part of a game night doubleheader. The Twins right now are leading 2-1 in the top of the eighth with a runner at second, nobody out right now as the time of the recording. That's the one game that's going on and/or has gone. The rest of the games are later. This second game approximately will start at 7:10 p.m. Josh Winder going for the Twins. Connor Pilkington going for the Guardians. Pirates at Nationals at 7:05. Jose Quintana going for the Pirates. Patrick Corbin going for the Nationals. Braves at Phillies at 7:05. Charlie Morton going for Atlanta. Zach Wheeler going for the Philadelphia. Oakland at New York at 7:05. Frankie Montas going for Oakland. J.P. Sears going for New York. Boston at Toronto at 7:07. Red Sox have Waka starting. Blue Jays have Ross Stripling starting. Astros at Mets 7:10. Luis Garcia going for Houston. Carlos Carrasco going for the Mets. Brewers at Rays at 7:10. Brandon Woodruff going for Milwaukee. Shane Baz going for Tampa Bay. Marlins at Cardinals at 7:45 p.m. Braxton Garrett going for Miami. Dakota Hudson going for St. Louis. Reds at Cubs at 8:05. Luis Castillo going for the Reds. Keegan Thompson going for the Cubs. Rangers at Phillies. Something doesn't make sense. Hey, actually. Huh. Even Philly's having a day-night doubleheader. Oh no, Royals. Texas at Royals. That makes more sense. 8:10. John Gray going for Texas. Jonathan Heasley going for Kansas City. Dodgers at Rockies at 8:40. Dodgers have Kershaw on mound. Rockies have Kyle Freeland. White Sox and Angels 9:38. Chicago has Johnny Cueto on the mound. Chase Silsa going for Anaheim. Padres at Diamondbacks at 9:40. Padres have Sean Manaea going on the mound. Zach Gallen going for Arizona. Tigers at Giants at 9:45. Detroit has Tariq Skubal on the mound. Carlos Rodon pitching for the Giants. And Baltimore at Seattle at 10:10. Dean Kremer going for Baltimore. Robbie Ray going for Seattle. And that is today's schedule, and that is this week's episode of the podcast. So let's wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the podcast. On next week's episode, we'll have MLB Weekly Recap as we start to get towards the All-Star break. And I might even do an All-Star ballot reveal because with the final ballot going to be starting probably about the end of this week, if not next week. If there's any NBA news, NBA, and if there's anything NFL, NFL. Also, I haven't discussed Watson because I'm waiting till the final verdict comes out because there's a lot of things going on with it, but I'm not ready to comment on anything till there's finally something firmly set. And then Baker same thing, nothing firmly set. Thanks for watching. If you are new, subscribe to the channel down below. Leave notification bell on so you're notified when I go live or post video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.